Benefits of people like me being able to go to pantries is even if I've technically got money, when I go into Kroger sometimes, I'll put things in my cart that really don't belong there. Like I was, you know, like almost thought about a pizza, but I was looking at this like low carb pizza, and it just really wasn't pizza, and it was kind of too fancy, and it was like $8. I was like crazy, and it was like 2 servings, So, yeah. Anyway, and somebody sprayed me just for looking at it, and and now right now the cook is really bad. One of the this big Mexican guy who had the demeanor of a boss was talking to Mr. Potty Chair on the porch, and right as he left, this guy went real loud, and so the discussion right now is whether the children and grandchildren of people who have paid taxes their entire life have the right to be in public housing, or if stuff is really the domain of criminals and wastrels. And also the discussion is Catholic charities and the vague way that they send out recruiters, they send out people to ask you for their money. They say, well, you're giving money to the hub, you're giving money to the community kitchen, you're giving money to the homeless shelter, you're giving money to the Boys and Girls Club, you're giving money to the battered women's shelter. But in the fine print, you're actually giving money to Catholic charities. And if you are a large foundation, if you have a large endowment, and you're giving money yearly or quarterly, those individual foundations are not allowed, those individual places are not allowed to keep more than their operating budget for the month. So if you give them a year's worth of money in January or February, they keep 1 month's worth, and they give 11 months worth to Catholic charities in general. And a lot in these trusts, these endowments, are quarterly trusts. They are paid quarterly or yearly, and they don't hang on to the money either, so they pay it all out at one time. So, some of these have their own pantries, and if there's, the FUMC pantry usually gets me through the week. Like I said, I want to avoid going, I would go hit several pantries, but there's just too much social engineering, honestly. That's the real reason I don't go. It's not that I don't get food when I go there. It's not that I can't put up with people saying shit, but it's the social engineering of the whole thing. It's just, it fucking sucks. So it's like, I braved the Kroger, and this $8 pizzas and the $6 ladle that actually did come home with me, and I need a ladle, really. I could also use some spoons, some like serving spoons that aren't slotted, and maybe even some that are slotted, but that's the kind of thing that I don't want to buy used, because they may have been used to make meth or scopolamine or, God only knows what. And, anyway, so yeah, it's like, some of these places have their own pantries, and they can, like, increase what they give out if there's really that kind of a need, but there's a reason Aunt Peg did not give the money to Catholic charities directly.